She sat on the same bench every evening in a quiet corner of the park where no one ever came, not to read, not to think, just to escape from the noise, the expectations, the pain she couldn't explain, from a life that felt like it belonged to someone else. But then he appeared, an old man, every day at the same time. He walked slowly with a small cane and soft shoes that barely made a sound. He never spoke. He never looked directly at her. He just sat on the bench across from hers every evening for 17 days. On the 18th day, he didn't come. She waited longer than usual, not because she needed him, but because his presence had become part of her silence. That gentle reminder that she wasn't invisible, that someone else existed in this world who didn't ask her to smile or explain. On the 22nd day, he came back, and this time, he looked at her. He simply said, "Sometimes the hardest thing is to sit with your pain. But if you can do that, it means you're stronger than you think." He stood up, and he left a small, folded piece of paper on her bench. No name, no number. Inside, there were only 6 words. "You are still here. That matters." She read those words over and over, and for the first time in months, she cried for real. Not because she was broken, but because someone saw her, not for who she was supposed to be, but for the human she had become. Quiet, bruised, but still standing. Years later, she returns to that same park. With her own daughter, she often tells her stories about life, love, and the strength it takes to keep walking when your soul is tired. But there's one story she tells only in whispers, about the man who never asked questions, never offered advice, never gave his name, yet gave her back the will to live. Sometimes we don't need answers, solutions, or even words. Sometimes all it takes is presence, a quiet presence that doesn't try to fix you, doesn't ask why you're hurting, but simply reminds you that your pain is real, and so is your strength. Healing doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it walks in softly, sits beside you, and says nothing at all, but you still feel it. That's how you know you're not alone.